Was it 41?
8, I guess.
So you were 8 and you were 5. Okay. Mom, do you remember when it
Well, I can
happening?
remember all the
or-
excitement and
Okay.
listening, as a kid, listening to everybody, and I can remember when it ended. I was up to the Methodist church up there. We were up there for something, Billy and I, and it was a kids' night or something. And we were up there, and they announced that the war was over, and they had trucks, big trucks around that would pick up people and take them to Kingston. I can remember that. And we got on the truck, and my mother didn't know where we were, looking all over for us. And we had gone to Kingston on that truck and never told my parents, my mother.
So were you in big trouble?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Dad, you have an uncle. Nanny's brother died in World War II. Can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Well, he went in the Army either February of either 40 or 41, quite a while before Pearl Harbor. So we were not at war, but I guess the Army was manning up. So he enlisted and went in, and he was at Fort Knox. He was at Fort Hood, Pine Camp, which now is Camp Drum, Fort Drum, up in northern New York by Watertown. And then when he was going overseas, I think it was in probably 43. He shipped overseas, and everybody didn't have a telephone. Grandmother had one, but he called. He wrote and said that he would call at a certain time on a certain day before they shipped. And so everybody went to my grandmother's house, and it used to cost, relatively speaking, my dad was making $27 a week and raising a family and building a house, and so a phone call that cost $10 was a big deal. Everybody went to my grandmother's house, and he called, and he was going to stay on for 10 minutes and talk to everybody, and he did. 10 minutes, talk to everybody. And so he used to write a lot. He makes me ashamed of myself, because he'd write all the time. And when they got overseas, they had what they called V-mail. They had a form that I don't know if the government furnished him or if he had to buy him, but it was a V-mail envelope. And what it was like a thing that would come in a magazine, where you have a section of writing area where you write your letter, and then you fold the thing up and seal it and mail it. And the post office, there was so much mail going around that the post office would then open these all up and microfilm them. And they would send the microfilm to Europe and burn up the letters. And when you got your mail, when you received your V-mail, it would be just like a picture of a microfilm page.
Interesting. I've never heard that either.
You forget about things like that. But let's see if I can find something on it. But he wrote all the time, and I guess he was in on the Normandy invasion. He didn't fight in Africa, but he was in everything in Europe, and he was in Bastogne on 24th of December in the Battle of the Bulge, and he got killed. And
There was a
that was-
problem at the time with his body coming back, wasn't it? Did his body not come back right away or
well,
something?
no, none
They
of them came
didn't.
back. No, they buried him over there,
They
and then
were-
and then it was 1940. He died 24th of December 1944, and it was 46 or 47 before
Yeah,
they shipped
that's-
him back, and
okay,
then
that's what
they
it
had
said.
another a burial service for him, and
Right. But they didn't. They never
no.
thought that that was his body in the casket.
well, that was
wasn't
my
it?
mother.
Oh, your mother.
He's not dead. She was writing to her congressman and her senator, and she got reports from all of them about exactly what had happened, and she couldn't believe that he was killed.
Oh,
And,
okay.
And
Because I can remember her talking about that. She
I
didn't
don't
believe that.
know. I don't remember. Maybe she did have some justification for feeling that way, but I think that was just her. I think it was just her.
How old were you, Dad, when he died?
11. And Edith May, his wife, she lived in Statsburg, which is over there by Hyde Park, and she used to come over visiting a lot, and,
Children?
hmm,
Children?
Children.
they had one,
Okay.
and